Okay, Kids Zone boys and girls, let's get our wiggles out with some fun finger plays. There was a fuzzy caterpillar that climbed up a tree. He wiggled long, he wiggled short, he wiggled right at me. I put him in a covered box. Don't go away, I said. But when I opened it, I found a butterfly instead. I couldn't make a butterfly even if I tried. Only God up in heaven could make a butterfly.
Hello, Kids Zone Preschool. I'm Miss Kim, and today we'll find out that we fight evil with faith. Faith is when we believe in God and trust Him. God has an evil enemy, but he can never beat God. God also gives us armor, just like this knight has, to fight God's evil enemy. Today we'll learn about the shield of faith. Let's put a shield in front of this knight to remind us that we fight evil with faith. God's armor for us isn't made of metal. It's armor that we can't really see. We'll learn more about what that means in our lesson today. Today we'll find out that God has an enemy, but we can fight God's evil enemy with faith. Faith is believing God is who He says He is and does what He says He will do. A man in the Bible named Noah had faith. Noah followed what God said because he knew God would keep His promises. Let's find out about Noah right now.
This is the story of Noah. God knew that Noah was a righteous man, so God chose him for a very important purpose. God saw the world had turned wicked, and people's hearts were filled with evil. So God planned to send a flood, one that would wipe out every creature on earth, except Noah, his family, and animals God had selected. But how would Noah save all these animals? Well, God also had a plan for that.
Oh.
A boat. A really, really, really big boat.
Oh?
So, with God's instructions, Noah built the ark.
Oh.
Hey, Lion! Why can't we play cards on the ark?
Why not?
Because Noah's standing on the deck. Yeah.
All right. Okay, how about this one? What fish only swims at night?
I don't know. Which one?
A starfish.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
Okay,
That's
right?
a pretty good one.
And then came the rains.
Oh no!
What about us?
It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The waters rose and rose, leaving no land dry. But the ark was safe.
Huh?
Genesis chapter 7, verse 24 tells us that the waters flooded the earth for 150 days. That's almost half a year. And with no land in sight, Noah and the animals had to stay on the ark all that time, but God was with them. One day, Noah sent out a dove that brought back an olive leaf. That meant trees were growing. It was a sign from God that it was almost time to leave the ark. Finally, the waters disappeared. The land was dry once again. A little while later, Noah and the animals were able to get off the ark.
Oh? Hmm? Oh!
But who's gonna help us off?
God made a promise that he would never flood the world again. And as a symbol of that promise, he gave the rainbow. Because of Noah's faith, God was able to restore the world with humans and animals. Noah fought evil with faith, building an ark just because God said to. And we can fight evil with faith too.
A long time ago, God was looking over all the earth and saw that all the people had become very evil. God was very sad to see this. Can you guys show me your sad faces? Like this? But God found one man who was a good man and a friend of God. His name was Noah. God said to Noah, I'm going to make a new start so that there are no more evil people on the earth, and I want you to be the leader. And you guys make a good leader pose, maybe like this? Well, God told Noah, I'm going to flood the whole earth, so I want you to make a big boat to hold you and your family. God told Noah exactly how to build a boat called an ark, and Noah had faith, so he did what God said. Can you guys help me make an ark? Maybe we'll go cut down trees first, and saw some wood, and then sand the wood, and maybe hammer some nails in. Noah fought evil with his faith. He believed God would take care of him, so he did what God had said. We can also believe that God will take care of us. That's called faith, and we fight evil with faith. Next, God told Noah that it was time to get in the ark. Noah brought his family, some food to eat, and 2 of every animal, just as God had said to do. Noah did all God told him because he had faith. He knew God would keep his promise to him. We can have faith too when we trust that God will take care of us. The Bible says next that it rained for 40 days. Oh, you need something to protect you from the water. This umbrella will block you from the water. Ah! There was so much rain that the whole world was covered in water. Noah and his family stayed on the ark for days and days and days. Finally, the water started going down, and the ark rested on a mountain. Noah, his family, and the animals waited and waited because it was still too wet to get off the ark. One day, Noah sent out some birds to look for land. But the bird couldn't find any land, so they flew back to Noah. After some more days, Noah sent another bird. This time, the bird came back with a leaf. See? When Noah saw the leaf, he knew that there was dry ground. And God told Noah that he, his family, and the animals could leave the ark. Noah told God, I will follow you. Let's march with God. Noah had faith, and his faith fought evil. And we can fight evil with faith too. God told Noah, I promise to never flood the earth again. And God made something in the sky to remind Noah of that promise. A rainbow. We can believe God's promise and remember it every time we see the rainbow in the sky. When we believe God's promise, we have faith. Faith helps us fight evil. Remember how this umbrella protected us from the water? It reminds me of something the Bible says about faith. The Bible tells us put on God's armor. God's armor is what protects us from evil, like the umbrella protected us from water. One piece of God's armor is the shield of faith. That means whenever we have faith, we have a shield that helps us fight God's evil enemy. And we win because nothing can stand up against God's armor. When we believe God's promises, we fight evil. That's how we use our shields of faith. We remember God takes care of us and protects us from God's evil enemy. We can fight God's enemy with faith. Thanks for joining me, kids. I hope you come back next week.